They're overly competitive, whether at work or in your personal life. They also are unkind or hurtful. They may say honest things to you that are actually unkind or hurtful. I feel like that one we can definitely talk about. Y'all ever have that individual who's just like, I'm just being honest, and then they say something that's completely sideways, and you're like, okay, was that being honest, or is that something you were holding in for a while that you really just felt the need to?
I find a friend could be pretty honest. I feel like a friend could be brutally honest, and that's sometimes needed. So I think that's one that could be a little bit on the borderline.
Mhm.
I guess it depends on the content. I think with frenemies, when it comes to saying something hurtful, it's usually when I have disclosed something sensitive or secret, and it seems like everything that I share is being used against me.
It's like it comes later. It doesn't come at that moment. I feel like a
Yeah,
friend will.
later when it's convenient for their agenda, and that's one thing about a frenemy. They always
Yeah,
have their own agenda. Yeah.
and I feel that a friend, if they tell you something honest, it's when they notice it. A frenemy will wait until they feel that either they're getting defensive, like either they will feel as if you attacked them somehow, and then they'll try and throw these things at you that you probably disclosed, or it's
I think I better agree with that too because I mean me as a friend, we may be having a sensitive you may be having your sensitive moment, you're venting, you're getting it all out, and I'm the person that will hold you accountable. But maybe right now you need to be the victim, you need to feel hurt, you need to go through whatever you're going through. And I'll hold space for that.
Mhm.
But somewhere down the line, if I start to see this pattern with you,
Yes.
I'm gonna bring some shit up. I'm gonna make you look in the mirror. And so it may not be then because there's a time and place for everything.
But when we let them know, when you recognize that pattern and you bring it to them, it's not because they said something to you or mentioned something about you and then you're retaliating with this, correct? It's
It
because it
may
affects.
be. It may be, especially if I'm being checked about something that they need to, like you're doing the same thing. So if it's a problem when I do it, but it's not a problem when you do it, yeah, I throw it in your face. I mean, that's friendships. Friendships aren't always peachy. They have their ups and downs. They have their moments of realizations. They have their sensitive moments where you may, may not want to hear some shit at the time. I mean, they no friendship is perfect. So I don't want to give information about frenemies and someone is looking at a genuine friend like, yeah, I think they're against me.
Yeah.
Because friends are precious and it's not always going to be perfect. And there will be flaws. And there will be friends that you have that have insecurities, but it doesn't necessarily make them a friend.
Hmm.
So
And there are also friends that there are also people that look for that you've told that you spill your heart to, that when you tighten up or you like, I get to a place where I just don't let anything bother me, right?
yeah.
The person that you've told all of your goods to, waits until you get to that point and they start hitting you with all the personal things that you told. They start talking you with all the personal things that you told them.
Mhm.
The death of your father. Things, I mean, it's some crazy stuff, but they go low. Real low.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about frenemy, if we're saying this is a frenemy, then I have to say my ex is that way. She was that way. She gut punched. She goes completely below the belt, using death of my parents. I mean, she went real low. So if that's what a frenemy is, then then that's
Mm.
that's a description of who it is. Um,
Mm. They ready to fight at that point.
right, exactly. But that's what that she was pushing for me to go there. But I refused. My mental note and all that was, oh, I can't. I recognize this type of person. I'll never spill that anything else to anyone. Even look, 'cause that was after 5 years. If you don't know somebody after 5 years, then you really never know anyone. So it's really picking and choosing who you're going to spill your heart to. And 9 times out of 10, I don't have friends like that unless it's a spiritual thing. If I met you spiritually before I met you physically, then 9 times out of 10 we're kindred spirits and we already feel the same way about a lot of things. So it's okay to kind of open up and begin to talk and then in comparison of things. But other than that, a person I don't know that I'm warm enough to know, they're not getting that. There's no benefit in me giving that information up to them. But that's the accepting all of your drills and then flushing them down the toilet later on. It's not good. It's ridiculous.
Cheese and bread. You need a
No. You good.
okay, all right, cool. Oh man. See, I knew the unkind or unhurtful. I was like, I know we got some things to say on that one. They will put you down. They put you down, laugh at you, or encourage others to laugh at you. In the very beginning, when you were telling your story, Mr. Sigmuno, that's what I had thought of. That they will put you down, whether they would laugh at you or they encourage others to laugh at you. They'll put you in situations to try and make you feel, what's the word I'm looking for? To make you feel embarrassed almost.
But see, even for me, I have a character. The specific thing about me, I am who I am. So you can go spread the word if you want to. I really don't give a damn. Everybody knows who I am by now. Or if you could sway the person that I've known for 20, 30 years, that I'm somebody different than they were my friend in the beginning. So where there's nothing accept those ugly things that she's saying to be true, then you never were my friend. So you can't keep it pushing like everybody else. You see what I'm saying? So it's that you have to have strength and character in order to get through stuff like this, because either it'll floor you completely or it'll make you stronger. Like Priest Imani was saying earlier, it's a point of testing. You're being tried and tested, and so for me, it's like, oh well, say what you want to say. I mean, I'm her literally going off, calling people in my family saying this, that, and the other. The only person that called me was my aunt, and she was like, "Baby, you all right?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "I heard some things." I said, "Okay, what you hear?" And she said, "I'm not going to repeat them because I know who you are." And I said, "I appreciate that. I love you for it." But it comes to that place for some, and your real friends will shut it down. They'll be like, "No, thank you. I'll give them a call. We'll talk." Your real friends will. So if a friend is in your life for that reason and they show their colors like that, then they intended to do that from jump. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah. You got anything to add on that, Ms. Nat?
Oh, that like Sigma said, they intended to do it from the jump. You weren't aware of what their motives were. And once you are aware of what the motives are, and you're like, okay, that's it. I saw it. It was clear. The end, right? Like cut to the end, like turn it off. Like sometimes we will get caught up in our lives and our relationships with others, like a series on Netflix, right? We're gonna watch the entire episode to see what happens because we want that character to be a good character. And it's like, no, it's that horror movie closet scene, right? Where they're not really like don't the closet, right? Like don't, right? No, maybe Jason is better now. It's all right. I don't know, right? Still Jason and crazy influence too, right? But we stay too long in a situation, often hoping that someone is going to choose. Yeah.
So true. So the next characteristic is defensive, and this is the last characteristic that I have on it. If you call out toxic traits, point out contradictions in their behavior, or suggest they work on themselves, they may become defensive rather than reflective.
All of this sounds like, I think that probably anybody that's been in a toxic, negative relationship, intimate relationship, knows what a frenemy is. So basically all of the traits that you would find within that toxic relationship, minus the intimacy, that is what a frenemy is.
right.
And if you've ever been through that type of pain, that's how it feels. It's heartbreaking, So
Truth about
all of the attributes that you're naming, it's like, yeah, that X.
I mean, I forgot who said it, but you have friends that turn. So I mean, and it is a learning experience. Unfortunately, it's a learning experience.
Fortunately, it is a learning experience.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it would be amazing if we did not have to. It would be amazing if we did not have to show through this. Because if you think about it,
no, fortunately, not me. That the next level of people who are in your life. It's by he no longer.
Mhm.
It's the pain. My issue is just the pain that you go through when it happens that first time. And yes,